welcome back to the channel, and we've got more bits to put on the Dexta, and I think we've got just about 4 weeks left us all now before somebody ends up owning this. And if you want to find out how you can do that, look in the description box below this video, because that'll give you a link to how you can buy tickets for it. Tickets are only a £5, and this is the first prize. We've even put a second prize in now, which is a 175-piece socket set. So like I said, description box below this, you'll see how you can get the raffle tickets to get this. It's only a £5, and at the end of the video I'll explain it a bit more. But anyway, I've got parts to put on that, so let's do it. But before we do that, we've got to get all the tin work back off. So that's better. Right, let's make a start. Now, I think we're at a point now with the old Dexta where rather than keep grabbing batteries off this, that and the other and just getting her fired up, I think she deserves her own new battery. They always keep a really good selection of batteries. Spot on. Morning, Chef.
Morning, Lord Muck.
Can I have a 250 battery, please?
Yeah, of course you can. Da-da-da.
Good old boy. For the time being, that'll do. And what we're going to do now is see if we've got power on that heater element once I put it back on that side. Now, last time, if you remember, we took this inlet manifold off and we removed and replaced the heater element because that had failed. So I'll just show you what I did to test that we've got power to it before we put this back on. Right, as you might know, me and electrics, that we don't mix, but for basic stuff like this, I can manage my way around like a amp meter and whatever. That in there, so this is the lead that goes on top of the heater element in the manifold. So I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to take the earth as well and put that just on that stud there. And then what I'm going to do is press the heater button to see if we've got anything coming through. Oh, hang on, there we are.
21 gigawatts!
We've got, so I'm pressing it with the heel of my boot, but we have, you can see it a couple of times, 11, 12 volts. So we have got 12 volts down to that lead. That's good, because that means that will power up that heater element in the manifold. So that's really, really good. Now the system on these is a bit like the majors and that. You've got this vacuum pipe, goes round and goes on the back of the pump there. So you've got a bellows system in there. But I've just took this all off and cleaned this up, just had a good check in there. I'll show you what we did. This has all been tweaked over the years with a little bit of a, you know, magic bit of welding on there and stuff like that, but you don't need to worry about that. Well, look in here though, where that diaphragm is. So I want to have a look at that. So I'm going to get that off and just check the condition of that in there, because they're quite important on these type of pumps, because they're linked with that butterfly other side and the diaphragm on here and this, that and the other. So let's have a look at that.
Oh, would you look at this?
Right, for those that are interested, you got that pipe at the top here to take out of there. There's 4 bolts and then there's a spring behind this. There you go, there's a spring, and there's the bellows, the diaphragm in there. All right, so there's a bit of crud in there, but to be honest, the fact that obviously she runs, you can see if I do this, so that's like when you're accelerating, you're giving it more, that's what happens, you see. That's your diaphragm there. I mean, over time, you know, they do deteriorate, but it's not a lot worse than this. And you know what happened with that Fordson County crawler that we had? The diaphragm had gone and it split. And that just literally, as soon as you fired it up, it just went from bloody 0 to hero. It went flat out and redlined.
We're just gonna hold her wide. Gonna be a good day.
You can see in there, look, diaphragm split. This one doesn't seem, I'll give it a good clean up. A little bit of Prolan in there as well. And then see what happens. Right, so there we go, just cleaned her up a bit. And then we'll give it another wipe. And then once we've done that, we'll fit it back on there. That's the spring that goes in. Quite a big spring, look. So that compresses up against the back of there. And then we'll see what happens. Right, so that's all back on now, as I said, and connected. So that acts like your governor. It's not a great idea, really. But in the day, it was amazing because you actually had some automatic control over the engine. But mechanical governors are far superior to this because obviously they don't split and stuff like that. But I don't think this one is too bad. But as I said, we'll see what happens. But as I said, in the past, you know, someone's had a little tweak here and done their bits. And but, you know, it works. Up to this point, as you know, the Dexta's always liked a little bit of the old, a bit of Cosby. But like I say, you know, we've gone through, we've serviced it and whatever. We've had that manifold off. We've put the new heater element in. We know that's got power to it. So we've had the back off the governor, made sure that's all right, because that is critical, honestly. It can make a big difference to starting. So now I want to see, well, you know the question. Without ether, will it start? Battery's on, over gear. There's actually a neutral as well in there, so that's good. Right, heat. I'll probably give her about 15, 20 seconds.
I need about 350.
These aren't as efficient as modern ones where you just turn the key and after 3 seconds they're ready to go. You know, you saw that big old coil that's got to heat up. Right, gear. Play down here on that, so that's there. That's on there. These old systems, it's not like, as I said, a manual governor, mechanical type. It's almost like a petrol engine in respect, half and half. You've got that vacuum system on those bellows at the back of the pump. You have to give a bit of a tweak on here, just tweak it on the pump, and good as gold. I'm pleased with that. Right, let's just see if it's a fluke.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
So like I said, these are the very sort of early, we'll say early development, using that vacuum system onto a mechanical pump. But yeah, and then where this is set, it's almost like playing with a choke, the throttle on these, but anyway, let's see. I don't need any heat now, we're done, haven't we? So, right. Here's the wing lock. That's all on that governor. I'm doing this end now, not cutting that, listen. Just moving that bellows. I'm doing it actually on the side of the pump. You can feel it pulling against you. You can close it down on here, which is not with that butterfly in there. Or you can open that butterfly up. So there we go. That's another big step forward with the little Dexta. And yeah, I enjoy doing it because everything is a next step up and a next step up, and until somebody wins it, I'll just keep doing stuff to it. So yeah, that, as I said, that diaphragm, them sort of bellows on the back of that pump, you know, with that vacuum system, it's a half and half system. You know, we wouldn't have that now. But you know, it's why. Remember what we did with the Major? Do you remember I went on to a mechanical governor? Now the one that was on here originally, with the engine that was on here, that had the bellows, the diaphragm system on, exactly like the Fordson County that I've got. When you saw that from an earlier video. And I just don't like that, you know, there's so many variables in between that system, between that, the manifold, the inlet manifold, and this, and then that, and so there we go. Whatever happens in there, it's all done with a mechanical system on the governor with that. It's a lot more reliable. It's like what we use today, really. Well, I say, you know, it's like today, but like me, they're all electronic now, aren't they, you know? But you know what I mean? When people sort of hark back to, I want something simple, that's what they're talking about. They want that mechanical governor. This is a step too far back with the little Dexta. Like I say, that system, yeah, that's very good. You've got that little butterfly in there. Of the day. Brilliant, you know, massive step forward. But these are the issues you can get. But seriously, I'm liking that now. So we've got a heater. Really happy with that. So one or two other little bits I want to just check on there. And I've got some other bits to put on it. So next I'm going to do the hoses, the hose kit here. I'm going to put those on. Got the clips for that, as you know. And where is it? Ah, that is the new heater button. So I'm going to fit that, because that's not difficult. We know it works now, so we just put those two wires on there. Job's a good one. So I'll get on with doing that. What have we got in there? Oh, yeah. That's that new temperature gauge and sender. So we'll fit that as well. Lovely old job. Right, muckers. Question time. Now, here we've got the little Dexta, and I've just placed everything where it should be. The new nose cone, bonnet, and the diesel tank is there, obviously, and they're the same original colour that they were, but obviously we replaced this because the other one was not very good. But, you know, that's red oxide, and they're looking a little bit worse for wear. Now, in a few weeks' time, somebody is going to be the proud, well, they're going to be the owner anyway, say proud owner, they're going to be the owner of this little Dexta, and it is a sweet little thing. But until that happens, and I'm doing more and more to it, and doing all the little bits as we go along, I'm thinking to myself, do we give it a sort of a quick flash over? You know, the nose cone, the bonnet, and the diesel tank? Do we just make it all one colour, all Fordson Empire blue? And I'm not talking show finish.
Wax on, wax off.
You know, whoever has it in the end, whoever wins it, they can do what they like, can rub it back down, or they can, you know, get it all done properly and primed and done. But I'm just thinking, just to make it look a bit nicer and, you know, and preserve it a little bit longer. Should we give it a quick flash over with some Fordson Empire blue so everything looks the same? I'm only talking the tin work, these three bits. The grills, we know what colour the grills are going to be. Looking orange, it's a Dexta. That is a Super Major. They're silver, right? They can be orange. But anyway, what do you think, muckers? Put your answers in the old squid pit below in the comment section. Do we paint or do we leave it? And I'll go with whatever you guys say. So there we are. In the meantime, I'm going to carry on putting bits on the Dexta. I'll film it, you know, so you can see another little video of that. And, oh yeah, the next big video coming out is Kubota. The, you know, little micro, the KW08, the one we got. Second-hand one. We're going through everything on it. Well, we're going to start changing all the oils and filters. And we're going to be doing some, well, watch it and you'll see what we're doing with stuff like that. Right. Now, it's cold and very blustery today, and I've gone to great lengths to locate that. No, believe it or not, that is actually an old Weatherall loading shovel. And it was quite famous back in the day around these parts, but she's seen better days. Anyway, in the next few weeks, I'm going to be clearing all this area and sort of all this scrub and undergrowth to uncover that. And, well, you know what's going to happen next. So if you want to keep up with the progress of me eating my way into uncover the old Weatherall loading shovel, you know what to do. What? We got to go, have we? Yeah. What about that? Anyway, Muckers, it looks like it's that time again. And we better head off home. Give somebody some food, eh? What about that? But yeah, go on into the raffle. You know, you can say win a Dexta for £5. And if you don't win that, you might win the socket set. Who knows? But as I said, appreciate your support. And don't forget, as I said, the next big video coming up after this one will be the Kubota KW8. And we're going to, say, crack on with that. That is a love. You like that little Kubota, don't you? Is that yours? I suppose that's yours now. I suppose I lost that. It's your little thing, is it? Okay. Anyway. Until the next one. Do well.